Alright, good day watchers, and welcome to a attentive little review tonight. I'll call it a review tonight. And the review I'm going to do is Lust for a Vampire review. This is like a 70s horror movie. So anyway, let's read about it. In 1830, 40 years to the day since the last manifestation of their dreaded vampirism, the Karnstein has used the blood of an innocent to bring forth the evil that is the beautiful Marilla, played by U.T. Staceguard. The nearby finishing school offers rich pickings not only in the blood of noble young ladies, but also the headmaster, Ralph Bates, who is desperate to become Marcel's disciple. As a student in the school, inhabitants of the nearby village and those who suspect Marcella start to die. Suspicions turn towards the Karnsteins and their anonymous castle. A visiting author, Richard Lestrange. It's a funny name, Lestrange. Michael Johnson instantly falls for the seductive yet lethal charms and must save her from the wrath of her fellow villagers while protecting himself against her deadly kiss. Yeah, we watched this night. I really enjoyed it. Kind of right horror. It's got kind of right moments, you know, as you would expect from a vampire, lesbian kind of, you know, tones of this movie, which I'm not complaining about. So anyway, at the beginning of the film, right, you see this girl walking in. So this carriage, right? Someone's inside the carriage, right? Of course, she stops right beside her. Of course, then she goes in, and something happens, and then, you know, and then she gets taken to this castle where they sacrifice her to bring this dead back to life. Of course, they slit her throat, of course, and the blood drips into this like cup, and then they put the blood on the skeleton remains of someone, as this of someone that died years ago, and then they bring her back to life. And then you meet this guy called this author, Richard Lestrange, and here, of course, he's a bit skeptical about all these vampires, so he ends up at the castle. Of course, then he meets the girls there who they kind of play a trick on him, of course, and then he meets this guy with his glasses. Wears his pair of glasses, of course. Then you see there's like a school right next to him, with all these really attractive women. Of course, then you find out she starts having feelings towards him. Actually, there's a character in there that looks a bit like Dracula. Before the scene with the author, when you see the girl getting killed, you actually meet this character that looks a bit like Christopher Lee. He looks like Christopher Lee. You know, there's a vampire. He looks like a vampire. You know, he looks like, you know, that version of Dracula. So anyway, when this girl turns up called, at first you don't realise it's the girl who got brought to life, Camilla, Morkilla. Of course, she's then the guy in it's like the author starts having feelings towards her, and they kind of start like rush later on in the film. One of them's giving the other a back rub, right, and I'm like, then they go ski, and of course she walks in, of course, catches them both, you know. I'm thinking to myself, you know, it's quite nice. And then later on in the film they have like a swim in the pond, which is nice to see both, you know, spending time together, of course. So one of the girls gets killed in the film, of course. It's kind of a cover up too in this film, because she kind of vanishes. Of course, she gets thrown in this like well, and they leave her there. So yeah, there's moments in this fight, in this film. There's another part, you know, the blonde girl in it, the woman in it. She actually almost gets, she's almost becomes a victim in the film too. The gorgeous, attractive blonde one, but she has like a cross on it. She's statue carries. Now she never had that. She probably got a bitten, which was actually I was kind of annoyed by that scene because I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, that scene was quite hot. I was about to see some lesbian action. You do see some actual lesbian action, but it's not like, you know, kissing and stuff. There's like part where she's like doing that and she's biting her and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I love these vampire movies, I really do. You can't beat a good 70s vampire film with a bit of lesbian action too. You just can't. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Yeah, the guy with the glasses, he actually wants to become a vampire, and of course he does get actually bitten by Murkilla, whatever it is. Of course, it doesn't really turn out well for him. I think, well, is this guy for every go down? You know, just going down like it must be mad. It's quite dark down there too. And he finds the body. When someone's cutting the ropes when he's climbing back up. So, I mean, the guy should have just went out. You know, put his arms out. So, you know, that's what he should have done. But he just drops in this. You know, actually, it doesn't seem that long way down. He kind of crashes into the thing around. There's a bit of thing at the bottom. He's thinking, why the hell is that? That shouldn't have really killed him, but I suppose it's the 70s movies, of course, so yeah. He would have got injured, I suppose, but I don't know, I don't think that would have killed him, I suppose. But yeah. See that guy there, looks a bit like Christopher Lee a little bit, you know, the vampire. So yeah, like I said, they start having a relationship, Figures character, Murkilla. Of course, and then the girl, the attractive woman at the school, she starts falling for him, of course. Later on in the film, one of the girls who died in the earlier on in the film, her dad turns up, a relative turns up, one of her dad, of course, and then he ends up at the village, of course, and of course the villagers start to go, you know what, let's kill these people, these vampires, of course. And the last part was really good. I'm not going to explain too much about the film because it's not really a long film. It's like an hour and a half, but I kind of was watching. I kind of nodded off. I was just letting I just nodded off. But it's a good film. Though. I really enjoyed it. It's not because I was bored of it. I just, you know, sometimes when I get too comfortable, I just get a bit, you know. Yeah, the last part was really good. I thought, wow, that was pretty interesting. And where the villagers go on and try to freaking take out, you know, kill the freaking vampires, of course. And Fingers character, the author's like, you know, he's trying to protect her. And the guy actually can, when he ends up at the castle, of course that's where they live. They live in this castle. It's quite a cool place actually. When they end up at a castle, it's like they're hiding out there. Of course, the villagers use fire, but they said that the fire won't kill them, of course. And it stakes and beheading and stuff like that. Which is actually interesting about this film that they can go in broad daylight, these vampires, which is weird. I was thinking, how comes they're in broad daylight? So it's different, that's for sure. And she's absolutely gorgeous, especially, you know, when she's all nude and stuff like that. You know, I'm thinking, ooh, yeah, nice ladies. So yeah, last part was excellent. Look, the finale is really good, so it's has an interesting ending to it. Yeah, so yeah. So anyway, what I didn't like about it? Nothing really. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Trying to think what I didn't like about it. Oh, okay. There's not enough lesbian action. There's a few tensions there, but so I was just thinking, come on, I was a bit annoyed because I thought to myself, there's got to be some more lesbian action, but there isn't really. There's not much, but it does have certain moments where you think, oh, please, 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 and then they kind of disappoint you. So yeah. So they kind of gotcha, but yeah. So what I liked about it, and the girl I know who plays the match, she's really good, and the performance is really good actually, really solid horror film. So yeah. So I'm trying to think. So the way I'm going to give this film a 4 out of 5 because I really enjoyed it. 4 out of 5 for Lust for Vampires. Definitely worth a check if you like gorgeous vampire chicks and blood and horror and stuff like that, and classic horror film, classic hammer film, you know. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for Lust for Vampires. Definitely worth a check, people. So if you ever see a sexy looking vampire, just walk the other way. So yeah, that's what it's telling in that film. So I mean, I don't know what I'll do if a really attractive, you know, girl who's a vampire wants to bite my neck. I don't know. What can you do? So yeah. Anyway, people, I want to go off now. Remember to subscribe, have a nice channel, and have a nice day, have a nice evening, and take care, and have a nice week. So see you later. Bye.